There is this video where Cameroon security forces filmed themselves torturing a civilian in the northwest region of Cameroon. This is man's inhumanity to man. This is unacceptable. This is not the image of a Cameroon military or Cameroon police or Cameroon gendarme. And never should this kind of act be supported or be even accommodated. And all the individuals, all the military men responsible for this act, in all fairness, should be arrested and court-martialed. If they have not been arrested, they should be arrested and court-martialed for tarnishing the image of Cameroon military, for tarnishing the image that men in uniform, they have worked so hard to lay their life on in honor and fidelity for these people to use and rub on the mud. This is not the image of Cameroon military. You see, this man you are watching, his brother, according to the video, is being accused of being a separatist fighter. The gendarmes, police, mixed military operating in Cambe, Hindu, went to this man's house, arrested him, brought him to their camp. When they brought him, they removed his shirt and asked him to be bare body with his trouser. They started exploiting him, which is normal, exploiting him in terms of wanted to get information. Who are you? Do you know this person? Do you know? They asked him, is your brother, do you know that your brother is an amber fighter, a separatist fighter? He said yes. He confirmed, yes, my brother is. And they said, where is your brother? That tell us where your brother is. The man said, my brother is an amber or a separatist fighter. I know. I can confirm. He has been calling me. I know. I can confirm. But at the moment, I don't know where he is. I don't know where he is. He's in the bush. Yes, he's my brother, but he's in the bush. I am not him. I don't work with him, and I don't know where he is. You guys know me, and you know where I live, and you know what I do. I am not with him. They said no, he's lying. That he must tell them where his brother is. One officer told him, stand up, remove that dress, remove your trouser. Another officer said no, let him wear his trouser. Immediately they started pouring water on this civilian. A civilian. Note, I understand that the situation in the northwest and southwest region is very delicate, that it's difficult for a police or a military to make a kind of decision at the speed of time when they are in danger. It's difficult. I know it's difficult to make a kind of decision. It's difficult. But you see this case, this man, they were no danger facing this man, because this man was first unarmed, a civilian who had no experience holding gun whatsoever. If this was an armed fighter that they have taken, one would have now started talking about the respect of human rights. But it's not an armed fighter, because this is an innocent civilian. They poured water on him, they started beating him. They punched him, smashed his head. The man said, I repeat, I don't know where my brother is. Yes, he's an armed fighter, but he and myself, we don't have any link concerning the fighting. And because I don't know where he is, and I cannot tell you where he is, he said he's big enough. You need to see the torture this man. Beat the hell out of this man. They used the machete. If this can be done to this man, it means that was almost the same thing that was done to Azizi. If this can be done to this man, the man kept on insisting that he does not know where his brother is. Does not know. He has no idea. They beat this man until he passed out with machete. The man, under pain, the man kept on insisting that I don't know where my brother is. They kept on beating this man, This is not the image of the Cameroonian military. And I can just imagine, very soon that man, if maybe that is the kind of thing that causes sepsis. Because what causes sepsis? They say, was this he died of sepsis? What causes sepsis? Because of intensive beating may lead to that kind of bleeding inside, may cause rupture of some veins. You know, this is not the image of Cameroon military. This is not. In all fairness, what our leaders need to do, what the Minister of Defense, Minister Delegate in charge of Defense, what the territorial administration need to do, is to arrest these persons and take them to the military tribunal. This is not how you treat a civilian. This is not how you treat a civilian. I understand. When this is done to a military, when I see videos where Amber fighter do this kind of thing to a military, I condemn. Because, and I keep telling them, that's why I have problem with most of these Amber guys, they think on insulting me and threatening me. Because I always tell them, when you do this act, I condemn. I condemn them. Because if a military man is killed, I feel the pain. They are my brothers. They are Cameroonian. They are fathers, they are uncles, they are brothers, they are husbands of their family. So when a military man is killed, it pains me. And I keep saying, when I see them being killed, I cry. Because these men were not trained to fight inside. And the same way I see this guy torture is painful. Very painful. Very painful. I've encountered military men who are true to their value of honor and fidelity. The image of Cameroon military is honor and fidelity. And what does that honor mean? Honor means that you respect your fatherland. You honor your fatherland. You respect your fatherland and encompass the people in it. You have a right to protect lives and properties. I understand that the Northwest and Southwest region situation is delicate. But this particular case, if you had arrested somebody on the battlefield, then if this was to be an Amber fighter, to a certain level I would have understood. And then that's where at least take him to court now, sentence him now. But you see this case, it is sad. In 2019, I went when there was a lockdown. Then I was staying in Munya, the famous White Hillocks. I went to Buea Town, to Bongo Square. I bought bread. There was a lockdown, no food in Munya, no bread. I mustered the courage. I trekked. The time that when White Hillocks sees you, they have a split of seconds to make a decision because yes, they were military men were being attacked. So at that moment, they were not taking chances. I managed. I went and bought bread. I saw one taxi from Bongo Square. To really say taxi was hell, very expensive. The taxi dropped me at my 17 and refuses to go to Munya. At that my 17, the whole place was covered by military men. And one officer walked up to me and said, "Where are you going to?" I told the officer, "I am going to Munya." He looked at me again and said, "Are you sure?" I said, "Yes." He said, "There are no vehicles going to Munya, no vehicles. And besides, that site is not safe. But I see you. You are going home. And even here at my 17 at the time, it's not safe. What we'll do, we'll put you in a car and take you to your house." They put me in a car. They took me to my house. And they dropped me by my gate. That is honor. That is fidelity. That is honor and fidelity. That is the image of the Cameroon military. That is the image of the Cameroonian military. That puts the civilian first, protecting people and ensure that they are safe. I witnessed it. And I asked this military man his name. He refused to tell me. I pleaded. I said, "Okay, let's take a picture. Because what you have done is marvelous." So that I tell the story. He refused. He said, "No, I don't need to know his name." He said, "I don't need to know his name." I even tried to give him something. I said, "Well, grandfriend, well," he said, "No, They are out there to protect us, protect lives and property. I looked at this man, tears almost ran down from my eyes. Because he took some of his colleagues, they came and dropped me. In my mind, I told him that God bless you people, God protect you people. That was the time I said, oh, what a lovely moment to be a Cameroonian. You see this image, torturing this man? It's unacceptable. It's unacceptable. And in any circumstances, I mean, Mr. Patanganji has always been clear. Mr. Nji has always been clear that Cameroon is a state of law. No one is above the law, no one is below the law. The law must take its course. If the way I saw the way they tortured this man, I can imagine the pain Wazizi went through. I can imagine the pain that journalist Wazizi went through. I can imagine. This man kept on saying, I don't know. Even from his tone, I could feel that this man may be. Criminal responsibility is not shared. It's not shared. And it's so sad. I was like, oh God. This video, I saw this video and people have been writing me, oh, now there is a military, you are not commenting. If it's Amber, you will come and put your camera, you will talk, you will insult Amber, left and right, now there is a military. You will not talk. Please, I beg of you, these military men, these ones should be arrested. This is not honor and fidelity. This is not what our brothers who wore the uniform, defending this homeland, Cameroon, dying for this homeland, Cameroon. This is not the kind of, they are not dying for this kind of act. This is not what they gave their life to. This is not what those who died in Bakassi to protect Cameroon from being invaded by Nigeria. Protect Cameroon. This is not what they died for. This is not what they fought for. They fought to protect civilians. They fought to make sure that the civilians are protected. That was what they fought for. This is not the image of Cameroon. I repeat, this is not the image. People like this are tarnishing the image. And they are filming. You need to hear the commentary they are giving behind. It's God that will help us.